so they can put it out.
Hello Internet, my name is Lave and I watched The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which is the latest film from Greek director Yorgos Lanthimos, who also directed The Lobster, which is one of the weirdest, most unique, funniest and surreal films that I've seen in recent memory. I've actually reviewed it. If you want to see it, you can click on links up here and I'll put links in the description. It's a film that really got to me. It's definitely grown on me as time has gone on, so I was really excited to see his follow-up to it. His latest also stars Colin Farrell as Stephen Murphy, a brilliant heart surgeon who befriends a young boy called Martin, who's got a bit of a tragic backstory, so he takes him under his wing and introduces him to the rest of his family, and then things start to get weird, really weird. His son and then his daughter are struck with this illness which paralyzes them, and ultimately it threatens their lives. Plot-wise, that's all I'm going to say, other than it's a psychological horror thriller revenge mystery with Yorgos Lanthimos' style and humour woven into it. It's something that I'm not sure that I've completely understood, but then like The Lobster, I didn't get that straight away. It's definitely a film which deserves to be watched a second time. It's completely weird and bizarre, but then also really, really funny. In many respects, it is similar to The Lobster. For example, all of the characters and the actors, the way they portray their characters, have again got that really weird, deadpan, emotionless, matter-of-fact way of saying things. It's utterly eerie, but utterly funny as well. For example, they nonchalantly just mention that Colin Farrell's daughter has just had her period. It's like, yeah, oh, okay, cool. And there's also this running joke about the watches that they wear. Colin Farrell's character goes up to another doctor and says, oh, hey man, I like your watch. What's the water resistance on that? And he's like, 200 meters. And he's like, oh, mine's only 100 meters, but I got the metal band because it's more durable. It's like, oh, okay. It's, what? There's also another scene where a character's talking about the way they eat spaghetti, and they think they eat it in a really unique way by twirling it up and slurping it, but then they realise everyone eats spaghetti that way. It's so bizarre, so funny, but then 2 seconds later, it takes a really sinister turn. It really does a number on you, this film. And for those who've seen The Lobster will know what I'm talking about, but I'm definitely having a tougher time interpreting this one. The Lobster for me was a social commentary or a reflection on our society and the pressures that we put on each other to get in a relationship and get married and all that stuff. This one, on the other hand, I think is more generalised. It's just Lanthimos' take on a psychological horror thriller. If I was going to give you a really shitty analogy, it would probably be in the lines of The Lobster was a unique concept with fine strokes, where this one he's taking broader strokes. That's not to say that there aren't themes to unpick here. It definitely depends on what you bring to the table. I personally think it is talking on social classing system. I think it's talking on atonement, on sexual awakening. There's a running theme about body hair in this. There's a lot of elements to this film, and as I say, I'm not entirely sure I understand it all because it is all shrouded in ambiguity. One plot detail in particular just isn't answered at all, which makes me think that one of the characters in particular might be supernatural or a deity. That seems to be confirmed in one scene in particular where another character kisses their feet in this worshipping way. It's quite bizarre. One thing I can say for sure though is this film is really engaging. Maybe the first act drags on a little bit, but it's really enigmatic. I really love Lanthimos' style. It reminds me of Wes Anderson, particularly in the way that he frames shots and composes his shots. Mix that in with a bit of Stanley Kubrick and Alfred Hitchcock. I said the same thing in The Lobster. Add to that a really eerie, impactful score, which feels like it's been picked from a Kubrick or Hitchcock film. In many ways, it feels like an updated classic of one of their movies. I love it for that. This film is definitely a mood piece. It's designed to unsettle you and get under your skin, but then at the same time, you can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. It's full of striking imagery. It also includes some of the most realistic imagery surgery of open heart surgery I think I've ever seen. If it isn't real, it's the best prosthetics I've ever seen. It's so squeamish. It really, really got to me. So that's my thoughts on The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. I did really enjoy this film, even though I don't think I've understood it. It's definitely something that warrants another viewing, like The Lobster. But then when I watched The Lobster, I didn't get that straight away, and it's a film that's definitely grown on me since, and I think this one is going to do the same as well. When this film finished, it left me completely stumped. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to review this? So I actually wrote some notes down. Where's my phone? Here we go. Let me chuck some adjectives at you to try and describe how I felt after I saw this film. I said that this film is unnerving, unsettling, funny, hilarious, shocking, ambiguous, enigmatic, confusing, weird, bizarre, quirky, unique. Yeah, that describes this film. Personally, it's a film that I want to dissect even further. I probably will be buying this on Blu-ray to really get my claws into it. I did enjoy it, but it's absolutely not going to be for everyone. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, which makes me love it even more, actually. So thanks very much for watching my review of The Killing of a Sacred Deer. While I was filming this, I recently hit 1,300 subscribers, so thank you so much to all of you. I really do appreciate it. As always, if you can give this video a like, and don't forget to share the lave. Yeah, that's a nice watch. My daughter's having a period.